Hey guys, it's Tyrant from Twitch. I just wanted to do a quick video giving my thoughts on the new update for Age of Empires. It's the anniversary update and a lot of stuff coming in this, I was gonna say this month, but this update. It's been a few months since they've done a major update like this. So I'm not going to go over every change. I know there's stuff on the custom scenario editor and things like that that I'm not that concerned about. I will link the page to the update down below, so you can look over that stuff if you're interested. But I'm going to go over a lot of it, just kind of give my thoughts on some of the balance changes, stuff like that. I know it's a day after it came out. A lot of people have already made their videos on it, but just wanted to give my opinion on some of the stuff going on, some of the balance changes coming up, and yeah, so let's get into it. All right, November 17th, 2020, game update. Happy November and happy 1-year anniversary to Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. For those of you who have been with us since November of last year, we're thrilled to share in this journey with you, exploring new frontiers for the game with never before seen content, systems, and features, sharing the battlefield with you month after month. This past year has been full of projects and improvements to the game. For perspective, here's just a few of the biggest highlights from the last 12 months. 21 game updates, 10 in-game events, 2 crossovers with other franchises. So this is just all the stuff that they've put in over the last year. So lots of new things, new Art of War missions, new challenge scenarios, new maps, ranked map bans, preferred map selection, all kinds of stuff, updated matchmaking, and all of this has been completely free. Yeah, that is huge. The support that they've been giving to Age of Empires 2 has been awesome. I just hope they keep it up. It's been great. This only begins to lay the groundwork for all that's yet to come. This month, we're continuing the game's growth with another massive update, including all new game mode to test your skills, plethora of fixes and improvements, balance changes to 19 of 35 civilizations, and 15 different maps. This is a really big update. They're changing a lot of things here. So let's see. New game mode, new seasonal event, new quick play functionality, various performance and stability improvements, wall placement, other quality of life features, plethora of civilization map and gameplay balance changes. The prefer random multiplayer option now takes effect if it's selected by a majority of players. I like that. I think that'll be good. I like the prefer random option for sure. New and improved functionality for the scenario editor. Again, I'm not going to go into that too much, but for those people who are into it, good. As always, these changes are based on your feedback over the past months and now year. We want to offer our sincerest thanks to everyone who continues to entrust us with this franchise and continues to offer ideas as how better. To all those who participated in a thoughtful, meaningful, inclusive, and understanding way over the past year, thank you from all of us at World's Edge and from the teams. Keep it up, and we'll continue building a game worthy of the RTS crown for the year and years to come. And I hope so. I hope they keep supporting it like they have been. It's been great. All right, that's enough from me. That's from the guy writing, not from me talking about the video. I've got more to say. We hope you enjoy update 42848 and all that it brings to Age of Empires 2. Thanks for helping us get through this past year. We can't wait to share what we have in store for you. All right, so this is just how to download it. Not to worry about that. Okay, build Spotlight. We are going to watch this video real quick. Let's see what it says. The Cobra car, the alpaca in it. I like it. I guess that was probably very loud. Ooh, look at all those fireworks. Is that what? Is that part of the new update? Ooh. I like it. Although, man, I could see that causing some people's games to lag out. That is a lot of stuff going on some of that. But, I like it. Looks cool. Looks fun. All right. Cool. So November marks the first anniversary of Age of Empires, and we're celebrating its birthday with one of the biggest updates yet, along with a long list of brand new features and fixes to expand the tools in your arsenal. Throwing a party to celebrate the first of many years to come. Sounds good. So these are things you can unlock. Usually they have little challenges that you can do. If you want these, this is the only time you can get them is during the event. So like the past events, once the 2 weeks, whatever the event is, however long it lasts, is gone, you won't be able to get these. So if you want them, you should read up how to do it. I'm not going to go over it too much, but these are like profile icons you can get. And these are the challenges for them on here. And then once you get them, you do get to keep them forever. So if you're into that, I definitely would recommend you to read up on this. It'll be down below in the description. But just for the sake of not having this video be too long, I'm not going to read over it all. So that's there. Okay. New multiplayer quick play. I do think this will be nice for people who maybe don't want to play ranked, don't want to always jump into the ranked ladder, but do want to play games quickly, not have to worry about jumping into lobbies, hoping that you get a good lobby or a well-balanced lobby, things like that. I don't exactly know how it's going to matchmake, whether it will base it on like your ranked elos, or I know it has an unranked elo. Maybe it'll start using that more, but it's kind of hard to say. But it will be able to do it with random map, Empire Wars, and the new Battle Royale mode. So that's kind of nice for sure. I think that'll be really good for people who maybe don't want to play ranked so much, but just want to get in some games. So that's kind of nice. The new Battle Royale mode, we actually tried that out on my stream earlier today, and it was a lot of fun. It did lag pretty bad towards the end, so I'm hoping that that gets ironed out and people start not having too much trouble with it, or not having so much trouble with it. But it was really fun. It's very different compared to game modes they've had in the past, or just the standard game. So I don't think it's going to take over like regular Age by any means, but I do think it's a fun little way to switch it up and just kind of do every once in a while. So that's cool. Okay, multiplayer updates. So one thing I am not a huge fan of is their new menu stuff, and I think they'll get to it further down. But this is just a little screenshot of the new multiplayer menu. I'm a little iffy about this, but whatever. Ranked takes you to ranked. Quick play, discuss stuff above. Host games, creating a lobby, find custom game. Restore game. Yeah, it just does what it says. Restores the game. Sorry. Okay, I do like the new Civ selection thing. So when you hover over a Civ, it will show you on the side everything, like all their team bonuses and stuff. So it's a really easy way to get a quick overview when you're picking civs. So that I do like a lot. Really good. Okay. Game stability and performance. Players are now properly reconnected to their match if they experience a brief drop. This is good. I experienced this a couple times. Maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was having troubles with this. So it's nice that you can reconnect, and it doesn't just, you don't just have to eventually force close the game. Implement various performance improvements to how the game is rendered. All right. Improve the performance of the client during large-scale late-game battles. I think that'll be good, especially in like team games. Sometimes you can get some real bad lag, even if one person is just having trouble. So hopefully that helps with that. Improve the performance of the client during battles, which generate a considerable number of on-screen particles. If they are going to have mods doing fireworks, like what they showed in the video up here, wherever that was, way up here, I certainly hope that they did improve that. Because those fireworks are definitely going to lag some games out if they haven't. So, fixed various issues which prevented players from connecting to a match during ranked matchmaking. I hope that's true. It's been kind of an ongoing problem. I think that people have been having trouble connecting, particularly like 2v2s and up. I feel like 1v1s are pretty good, but as soon as you get more than that in, it can definitely cause some trouble. Fixed an issue which prevented computers running both an integrated graphics chip and a dedicated graphics processing unit from defaulting to the dedicated GPU. Actually, when I first installed Definitive Edition, I had this issue, but I was able to switch it over, and it hasn't come back up for me. Okay, user interface. Create a new hotkey entry to quickly go to king when playing Regicide. I think that's nice. I'll be honest, I kind of doubt that I will be out what that hotkey is, but I still think it's a good option to have in there. Create a new hotkey entry that allows you to select all trade units. This will be really big for team games. Playing all that many team games, but for people that do, I really think that will be nice to have. The select all visible military units hotkey can now be used to select visible warships. I wasn't even aware that was a hotkey, so now I'm aware that's a hotkey, and I can now also select visible warships. That's cool. Mouse wheel can be used to scroll through the tech tree. Okay. Rally points for any buildings are no longer displayed on the minimap. That's really good. I think especially at higher and higher elo, above my elo, that was very helpful for people. So, or especially from what I've heard, it was helpful on like drushes to know if the barracks had already sent units out, stuff like that. So that's really good. There's no reason that you should be able to see where your enemy buildings are sending their. So, okay, percentage numbers have been updated to represent their actual effect for the following bonuses. Spirit of the Law will be very happy about that. So in case anyone didn't know, a lot of the numbers in Age of Empires were misleading in what they said compared to what the actual bonus was. So they've just kind of fixed it so the numbers line up properly with what they're actually supposed to be. So there's no change in how these civs play, at least from this. There are no changes on how these civs play. Some of them did get buffed or nerfed, but they will at least show the actual. So that's kind of nice. Audio, they made it so boars, elephants, and rhinos now have the correct footstep sounds. That's good. I think the most useful part is just that they are 3D positioned properly. They're on the right of your screen. You'll hear it out of the right side of your headset. Same on the left. Okay. Running boars, elephants, and rhinos now play their bestial vocals less frequently. Okay, I guess whatever. Balance the volume of unit voices across all civs, particularly Vietnamese, Khmer, Malay, Malians, Portuguese, Bulgarians, and Slavs. I like that one. Definitely heard quite a few things about. I hear a lot about Vietnamese specifically being very, very loud and kind of jarring to hear all the time. I think that's good. Okay, gameplay. This first one is a big one. This is one I've heard a lot of people complain about. So glad to see they did this. Double clicking villagers. You are now able to decide what you want it to do. So if you want, you can keep it the old way where it selects all villagers. I really wouldn't recommend that because that is a good way to absolutely wreck your eco. I personally switched it to double click selecting only idle villagers today. I think that I'm happy with that. I'm still probably not going to do it out of habit. But in case I do it on accident, that is a much better outcome. And then you can also just disable it altogether. So I think that was a nice change for them to do. Other gameplay changes. This is also a really nice one. So improve the placement of walls. They will now automatically employ angles to cover the shortest distance instead of defaulting to an L shape. That's huge, especially if you're ever trying to place walls quickly. Sometimes you could end up with some really terrible, really inconvenient, nasty looking walls before. So, and it would take way more palisade or stone wall things than it. So that's really nice. Fixed an issue where holding shift while placing a wall could prevent some wall piece foundations from being added to the command queue. This is huge. I've had a lot of holes in walls or sections of walls that just never get completed because I'm trying to shift drag walls or shift queue up sections of walls. So very happy about that. I've definitely had trouble with that before. Fixed a rare issue where units tasked to attack a wall, then retasked or set to patrol wood on occasion, continue attacking the wall instead. I haven't experienced that one, but sounds good. Units can now be dequeued from the global queue. So that's the queue that's in the top left that shows all your units being produced. Holding control and clicking removes one unit, control and shift 5. I like that one. I don't know how much I'll remember to use it, but if I do remember to use it, I think that'll be useful for me. I love to queue up too many vills at once in TCs, so that'll be nice. Trebuchets now display their packing progress below their health bar. That's kind of nice. Monks and missionaries display their faith below their health bar. That will also be nice. Monks and monks carrying relics are no longer considered the same unit when double clicking. I think that's good. That's a good change. I don't play monks that often, so I don't know how much it'll affect me. But people with good monk micro, I'm sure it'll be nice for them. Defensive buildings no longer prioritize enemy buildings over units. I've heard that before. We'll see if it's true. This isn't the first time they've put that line in a build update, but I hope it's true because definitely you want them attacking units 99.9% of the time, so that's a good thing. Okay, town center and gate foundations are no longer removed from the assigned control groups once the buildings are fully constructed. This is really good. This is actually part of why I messed with my hotkeys so that I can't even use one as a control group anymore because it is just automatically set as my select all town center button, and this is half the reason why I did that. So I may even consider changing that back. But yeah, that's really good. Now, when the town center is completed, if you had assigned the foundation while it was being built to a hotkey, it won't disappear from that. Dismounted conics now properly benefit from your upgrades. I didn't realize they didn't before, but hopefully it'll make them a little better. Attack, move, and patrol commands can now be issued when trebuchets are included in the group. Trebuchets will neither patrol nor attack, but they will move with the group. Okay. Attack order commands can now be issued to unpacked trebuchets by shift-clicking different targets. I like that one. You can pick exactly what buildings you want them to destroy. You don't have to worry about once they finish killing the enemy castle, they're going to suddenly start attacking the nearest house when they're also a town center and something. So that's kind of nice. Auto Scout now disabled on units when the owning player resigns. Units no longer try to complete their command queue when the owning player resigns. I think that's all good. Fixed an issue with the Lithuanian relic bonus would not be properly calculated and applied when relics were stored in multiple monasteries. All right. Fixed a rare issue where double clicking a building all buildings of the type instead of only the visible buildings. I think that happened with stone gates. I think if you double clicked stone gates, it would select all of your stone gates, not just the ones on your screen. Which is obviously not good. Okay, fixed a rare legacy issue where a stop command issued to units could leak onto buildings, causing them to cancel their build queues. Okay, that's good. Fixed a rare legacy issue where fishing ships could collect food from land farms after exhausting by fish trap. I wish I knew that was the thing. I wish I knew that that was in the game because I would love to just see what that looks like. But okay, good, I guess. Fixed a rare legacy issue which could prevent purchases from the market despite having the resources to do so. I think what would happen is sometimes you needed the number plus 1. So if it was 90 gold to buy 100 food, you needed 91 gold for whatever reason to buy it. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, on to campaign stuff. I won't go through all this too much, but look here. Art of War, Naval Battles, Silver Medal notification no longer plays twice. Okay, good. Just a few changes here, nothing too much on campaigns. All right, civilization balance. So, general, these are some huge ones here and that I'm really happy about. Wall reduced the melee armor of wall foundations to 0. Quick walling is nerfed. Well, I use quick walling too. I think it's good it's nerfed. It was a little too strong, and definitely you could save vills that you had no right saving using it. So I'm glad that's nerfed a little bit. It's not like you can't still do it, but it's just a little harder for you, which I think is good. Palisade walls now take 1 more second to build. Very happy with that nerf too. I feel like it just doesn't quite set you back enough to wall to make it seem to me. So I kind of like that one, or I very much like that one. Hopefully it makes it just a little more detrimental to full wall. It was a little more of a penalty. So I think that's good. Increase the collision size multiplier for elephant units to match that of other cavalry and ranged units. I'm not even sure what that one means, but probably a good thing. Battle elephants reduce bonus damage to buildings from 7/10 to 4/7. I got bonus damage to buildings, so I know. As little warriors, I wish this was for all maps because you get them so rarely that it'd be kind of cool if they were good. But they are now granted plus 30 HP, plus 2 attack, and 2/2 armor in matches that begin in post-Imperial Age. This really is just for the new game mode, the Battle Royale game mode. But I think it's still good. At least they're useful in that game mode. So, okay. Now for the Civ balance changes. All right. So, Aztecs. Reduce the number of bonus resources villagers can carry from 5 to 3. The Aztecs no longer start with extra gold in Empire Wars mode. And Jaguar Warriors, training time reduced from 20 seconds to 12 seconds. This will nerf their mostly it was their farming. I feel like that this was a big benefit too. I mean, it does benefit villagers otherwise too. The biggest thing I'm curious about though is if it will make it so you don't have to force drop during the Dark Age from sheep with Aztec. Because with +5, they take just a little too long to drop off their food, and you end up having to force drop in order to keep up Vil production. So I'm wondering if it just being +3 might mean you don't have to do that. That would almost kind of nice in a way. But I think Aztecs are still going to be really strong. And I like this. Jaguar Warriors are still pretty situational, but since you need a castle to make them, this is a good complement to your Eagle Warriors. It's nice to get a few more Jaguars out. Then you can shred the enemy champions with two-handed swordsmen while your Eagles handle everything else. So that's good. Bulgarians increase the rate at which blacksmiths work from 50% to 80%, and blacksmith and siege workshop upgrades now cost 50% less food. I think that's good. It's not the direction I expected them to go with the buff. Bulgarians definitely needed one. I think this might not be enough, but it does open up some really interesting meta. Well, I shouldn't say it's meta. Potential meta. With Bulgarians doing like all-in feudal pushes with full upgraded units that you wouldn't normally get. Like normally you don't get attack and armor upgrades on your like man at arm rushes, but with Bulgarians it might be worth it now with their blacksmith upgrades costing less. So I still feel like they might end up needing more of a buff, but that's a step in the right direction for sure. Okay, Burmese, Arambai, reload time increase from 2 seconds to 2.2. I think that's good. Just makes them a little less snowbally on maps like Arena. And just in general. I think that's good. Celts, Wong's not going to like this one. Movement speed bonus for infantry units now only applies at the start of Feudal Age. So their Drush spam is just a little less useful now. You can get away from it a little bit better with villagers, but ultimately it's not going to change that much for the Civ. Cumans, Kipchak now have a 0.5 second fire delay. If nothing else, that's good so that their firing actually lines up with the animation some before you would like fire. The arrows would randomly shoot out of your horse's head, and then the guy on top would pull the string back afterwards. So I think it's good for that. Makes them a little harder to micro. I don't know if it'll change all that much with Cumans, but it's kind of hard to say. Ethiopian Shotel Warriors reduce the training cost from 35 to 30 gold. Food cost remains the same. Okay. I don't know how much that'll really affect it. Might make their late game a little stronger, but we'll see. Torsion engines reduce the width of Scorpion projectiles from 0.5 to 0.4. I think they had just buffed it from 0.3 to 0.5 like the last update. So, I mean, cool, but I still feel like somewhat situational. So I guess whatever. Goths. I don't know how I feel about this one. Bloom can now be researched instantly rather than at no cost. So it still costs you 50 gold. You still have to click it, but it's like a half-second research time. So you still have a Vil lead with it. My problem with it is you can still do the Goth laming where you go forward right away with a Vil. I guess you can't follow it up with as strong of a brush. Because you need, I think you can only produce 2 militia even as Goths with just 50 gold. I might be wrong. You might be able to produce 3, but you at least can't get a ton out. So it does help with you not being able to get Goth lamed and super like drushed by them. But yeah, I would have loved to have seen them do something that takes away the Goth lame in general. Okay, Indians. This seems like a huge buff at first, but you got to read through the whole thing first. So you'll see it's not. So all stable units now gain +1 Pierce Armor in Castle Age and Imperial Age, as opposed to the +1 Pierce Armor previously granted only to Camel units. So this helps their Hussar out too, or Light Cav line. Sounds really good. Sounds like they're going to just be absolutely unkillable. Reduce the team bonus to damage dealt by Camel units to buildings from +5 to +4. Okay. However, no longer have access to plate barding technology. So what that really means is in Castle Age, their camels are exactly the same as before, and their light cav have 1 extra pierce armor. But in Imperial Age, they will actually have 1 less pierce armor. That plate barding armor gives 2 pierce armor. So their camels will have 1 less pierce armor than they used to, and less melee armor. And then their light cav line will have the same pierce armor and less melee armor. So it is actually a nerf to Indian. That sounds like a buff. Okay. Sultan's fixed issue where captured relics would generate gold 17% faster rather than 10. Okay. Enemies crossbowmen reduce training time. I think this is really good. Enemies crossbowmen have a cool niche being like a ranged anti cavalry unit, but they take so long to mass. You just never saw them. They weren't that useful. So I think that's good. Khmer, a little bit of a nerf. Actually, a pretty good sized nerf, but I think mostly for team games here. So further reduce the work rate of Khmer farmers from the -3% it was from their like peak to -5% now. Reduce the bonus speed to battle elephants from 15% faster to 10% faster. And tusk swords, which I believe gives +4 more attack, might be +7, but I think it's +4 to elephants. From 200 wood, 300 gold to 300 wood for 50 gold. Again, I think this is mostly, I mean, the farms affects 1v1s, but I think the big reason for this change was how snowbally they could get in games with their elephants. So, all right, that's good. Koreans, I like these bonuses too. Now receive archer armor upgrades for free. I think that one's big. That one's really nice. Not just for their like early archer rush and such, which it is really helpful for that, but also it makes going war wagons that much easier. So war wagons are already a pretty tanky unit, and now you also are giving them archer armor upgrades for free, so you're always going to have the armor on them, and you're also saving the cost for that. That's nice. I also really like this one. Korean towers no longer gain the range bonus previously granted during the Castle and Imperial Age. Nerfs their tower rush just a little bit, which is really nice. Because I feel like for a long time Koreans were just a tower civ, and they, even though they have the 20% less wood for military units, Didn't feel like it was enough. They really felt like it was towers or nothing with them for a long time. So Elite Turtle Ship now has the same speed it used to get from Enoxian, however that's pronounced. That used to give turtle ships like 20% more speed or whatever. Now they just automatically are faster. It's replaced by the Upsum technology. Again, might not be pronouncing that right. It gives watchtowers, guard towers, and keeps +2 range. So basically just replaces what they used to get automatic. Okay, Lithuanians. I totally disagree with this one. I feel like this is a non-nerf, does almost nothing. Lightest were never the issue with Lithuanians. It's really their Nightline coupled with their very strong early eco bonus, coupled with their incredibly strong relic bonus. If there was one change in this, it's that I disagree with. It's probably this, and it's simply that I feel like it does nothing really to address the the actual strength of Lithuanians, and they're currently probably they're one of the strongest civs in the game, and this doesn't really do anything like that as far as I can. But just my opinion on it. But I would have liked to see like only 100 extra food at the start, and then also something like I had talked about earlier on the stream. Only relics after the first 2 increase your damage, so you have to get at least 3 to get increased damage. Because it's so easy to at least get 1 or 2 relics, and now you have some of the best knights in the game just with 1 or 2 relics, you know? But whatever, I guess. What they did. Okay, Malians, Gebetto, fire delay reduced from 1.2 to 1.2 just 1 second. I think that's good. They were always meant to be kind of a hit and run unit, and now they can do that even better. Mayans, Obsidian Arrows no longer get double the attack bonus versus Stone Walls, Stone Gates, Towers, and Harbors. I think that one's good as well. They just absolutely shredded through walls on like Arena, so at least now it'll take double the shots, so that's good. Portuguese, all technologies now research 30% faster. I like that one. I'll be curious to see how that buff plays out for Portuguese. They did need something for sure. So hard to exactly say how that one will change the game, but I think in general it will help. This does not affect aging up. In case you're wondering, those aren't considered technologies, but everything else that you think it would affect, it does. Okay. Spanish fixed an issue which prevented the faster reload time bonus for gunpowder units from benefiting cannon galleons. Okay. Tatars, sorry. This one is interesting. So, town centers now spawn 2 sheep upon reaching the feudal age. That one's really nice because you can delay your farms for a long time. That one is huge. I like that one a lot. And newly constructed town centers thereafter also spawn 2 sheep upon completion. That one I'm kind of whatever. I don't know how useful that is. I actually played a game with it earlier today, and I found going for those 2 extra sheep actually hurt my like wood eco, as I normally would put those villas onto wood. So you have to be there's definitely a like right amount to put onto those 2 sheep. And I'm sure that meta will be discovered over the coming weeks, but definitely an interesting bonus. I like it. Silk armor now increases armor, melee armor, as well as pierce armor. So that's good. I believe that's for the light cav line and for their cavalry archers. I think it is. I think it's cavalry archers and light cav line. So that's good. I think that'll be helpful. Turks, scout cavalry, light cavalry, and hussar units gain +1 pierce armor. That's nice. I would have maybe liked to have seen them get elite skirmishers or something instead, because currently they only have pikemen and regular skirmishers, so they don't get 2 of the 3 trash units. But this is good. They also get the automatic upgrades on those, so it almost makes like scout rushing with them. That makes actually scout rushing with them really strong early on. I feel like if the opponent's going archers, so definitely it's almost a early game boot too. I think. Okay, Elite Janissary increased accuracy from 50% to 65%. I didn't realize it was as low as 50%. That's wild. But okay, that's good. And Vikings Chieftains increased cost from 400 food, 300 gold to 700 food, 500 gold. I believe Chieftains is the one that gives you plus like 6 attack with infantry units against cavalry. Pretty sure that's Chieftains. So I think that's good. I don't know how much that's really going to affect Vikings and how they play out, but just a small nerf there. Okay, random maps. General added safeguards to ensure that sheep always spawn in the correct numbers. Sounds good. Changes to Empire Wars. Players now begin with 5 farms instead of 8. 3 former farmers are assigned to berries, wood, and gold. Herdable animals no longer appear on Empire Wars, which start with bills. Okay. Map balance. I won't go through all these, but I'll go through a couple. I know a lot of people are really happy about this. The Penguin has been added as a scouting unit on Antarctica, and from what I've seen on like the Reddit, AoE2 Reddit and such, the Penguin is actually given like the same stats as a late Castle Age Knight. So it has like +2 to armor, like the same health as a knight. Pretty good attack too, so that's kind of interesting. But that's fun. Glad they did it. Arabia implemented fixes to prevent small patches of road and snow. Okay. Arabia cliffs that now avoid generating cliffs will now avoid generating near forests and player starting areas. I think that one's good. If for no other reason than it can make it really easy to wall up, and if you get kind of an unfair map generation with cliffs, one player can potentially wall up super easy. Good. Fortress fixed a bug where gold or stone nodes could occasionally spawn and obstruct gates. Okay. Fortress reduced the length of cliffs throughout the map. All right. I think there's too many else here that really affect a lot that I'm worried about. Okay, so random map scripting. Like I said, I'm not going to go over this stuff too much, partially because I probably don't even understand it that much. But I will link all this in the description below. So if you want to take a look at it, you can follow the link there and see all this. All right, lobbies and matchmaking. So we did go over quick play a little bit above, but this will go over it a little more. New quick play lobby is now available for unranked play. Quick play is designed to get you into a match lightning fast, offering the ability to quickly set up your game type and map preferences, and effortlessly join matchmaking with others in the random map, Empire Wars, and Battle Royale queues. Quick play will be unranked and designed for convenience, getting you in a game with only a few clicks. So I don't know if this is going to use any form of elo to match you up. I would hope it does with something. There is an unranked elo in the game that it just doesn't show you, but it has tracked it. It's always tracked it. So it might use your unranked elo. It's just kind of hard to say. But okay, there is that. This is kind of just a picture of what the quick play stuff is going to look like. You can choose from random map, which is the standard gameplay, Empire Wars, or the new Battle Royale mode. They've updated the invitation system to make it easier for you to invite players. This is better than it was. You can now invite people more than one time, because before you would send an invite, they wouldn't get it, and then it would be grayed out, and you could never invite them again. So this makes it really easy. You can invite them as much as you want. So it is a lot better. Felt a little clunky. I wish they had put that option in, but kept kind of the old menu with it. But it still works. It's all good. Okay. Still happy with the improvements. Along with these additions, they've also implemented several changes to the multiplayer lobbies. Regicide, Empire Wars, and Sudden Death settings are now available as checkboxes in lobbies, allowing their mechanics to be combined with other game modes. Kind of cool. Treaty setting is now always on in the Wonder Race. Okay, Wonder and Relic victories are now allowed in the Regicide game mode, really, and with the Last Man Standing victory. Okay. The Conquest victory condition is now available in the game mode. Interesting. The Prefer Random Civ feature now requires a majority of players in a match to opt in rather than all players in the match. Really like that one. We talked about it a little up above, but I think that's good. I think it'll make games fun for sure. When restoring a game, players can now choose a server, set spectator settings, and set a spectator delay. Okay. Added a uniform resource identifier to spectate matches by clicking a special link. That should be nice, depending on exactly how it works. Fixed an issue where players could be locked out of a match when accepting an invitation to a lobby they're already in. Fixed an issue where the create lobby button would, seemingly no reason, be disabled. They fixed this by taking away the create lobby button that no longer exists. Now, like, I think it's host game now. So you don't have to worry about it ever being disabled. All right. Let's see here. AI. I actually haven't looked at any of this yet. So, general implemented several improvements to the strategic decision making of AI controlled players. Fixed an issue where the AI would fail to target a player to attack. Fixed an issue which sometimes prevented the AI from placing gates and walls. Okay. I don't even usually see the AI make walls, but all right. Fixed a rare issue where AI controlled units could be seen sliding across the screen rather than walking. I wish I had seen that. Sounds hilarious. Units which benefit from direct unit control will now converge properly. This is nice. That's really good. Siege used to be basically useless against the AI because they would you'd have a mass of 30 archers and it would be controlling every single archer separately, and so they wouldn't be in one big mass. They would be super spread out, like all moving towards one area, and you couldn't do anything with them now because of how they were spread out. So I think that'll be good. It'll make the game more realistic with the AI. I think it'll make the AI worse actually because mangonels will be effective against it, but it will be more human. Pathfinding units tasked to follow another unit will now properly update their path okay. Units will now update their path when retasked to determine whether there is a more optimal route to the task at hand. Sounds like a good thing. Fixed a rare issue where boarders could randomly stop chasing a unit after colliding with an obstruction. This is a lie. They have not fixed that. That happened to me twice in the same game earlier today. So, false. It is false. Okay. Fixed a rare issue where units at the edge of the map could not be targeted and attacked by melee units. I haven't seen it, but fixed. Fixed a rare issue where units would, on spookier occasions, pass through solid objects. Now, I remember that being an issue a few months back. Like the March update or something broke that. But I didn't think it still was going on. Maybe so. Maybe that's what all those holes in my walls were. Anyways, okay, scripting. I'm going to skip through this again. I don't know too much about scripting in general, so just go on past that. But again, the link's down below. If you want to see it, go ahead. Implement localization. They implemented various fixes and updates to non-English translations. That's good. That's good. Modding. I don't know much about modding either, to be honest. So I'm probably going to skip over this too. But if you're interested, again, link below. Ongoing investigation. Let's see here. Team game connection issues. We're continuing to monitor connectivity problems during team games. Yeah, I hope this gets fixed. Team games have been having a lot of trouble for the last few months. It actually seems like it's worse than it was 6 months ago. It seems like it's worse in the last 2 months or so than it was. So, okay. This is just telling you how to log what happened if issues. Manage incorrect percentage numbers in certain unit descriptions. Team is aware of several incorrect percentage stats when using Spanish translation of the game. It's an odd one that to happen with the Spanish translation. They're just numbers. You'd think they would translate fine, right? But interesting. Okay. Sounds like that's everything. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I just wanted to go over my thoughts on the new update and the changes they made. I know it's kind of a long video, but I appreciate you all watching, sticking around. I'd love it if you could stop in to the stream sometime, twitch.tv/Empirant. Like and subscribe down below. And that's all for me today. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you have a good one, and I hope to see you in the stream sometime.